Here,
Solomon,
Miles.
man. Yeah, thanks, dude. Thanks. Good to see you. It's nice to know that we got this like connection point coming up. I'm looking forward to chatting.
Yeah, likewise. We got what, a couple episodes in at the end of last year, and
Yeah,
how you feeling? How you feeling about 2026?
I'm feeling good, man. Um, yeah, I'm feeling good. I got a couple of things to talk about today. A few
Let's kick
things
them
I've
off.
read or listened to over the holiday and over the new year. But I think the big thing that I should tell you about is that I'm doing this New Year's challenge for 90 days. Um, I don't think anyone listening or you will have heard of it because it's quite niche. Apparently, it's like a Catholic thing. It's called Exodus 90. Tell me if you know anything about it, but um, I'll just share my screen because then I can show you their website. Should we go on this one, see if this works? That work? Yeah, and then this is their website, and it's kind of a challenge situation where for 90 days you do this stuff. And the kind of pitch is this: it's like, for freedom, Christ has set us free. It's a Bible verse about Jesus. It's normal for men to be distracted and addicted, enslaved by things like alcohol, pornography, social media. Like, they list everything basically. And then what really hooked me in was this bit here. What is uncommon in our time is men who are free. And I was like, man, I would love to know what that's like more. And so I've got a bunch of guys here in the UK, and we've all committed 90 days of this. And it's like 90 days of prayer. So you have to do 1 hour of silent reflection every day, which is a lot for me. I find that the most difficult thing. And then there's this other stuff. I'll just tell you about it, and then you can see what you think. There's other stuff you do where you have to do 8 hours sleep. You're only allowed cold showers. You have to work out 3 times a week, which obviously that would be a reduction for me. But some people, that's a lot. And no unnecessary screen time. So you have to cut. You can't watch TV. You can't scroll social media. Although we've made a little thing in our group because there's a few guys who are big on socials, and they're only using it for work. But if they scroll, then they have to let us know. No alcohol, no sugar, no snacking. This is quite intense. Only listen to music that uplifts yourself to God. No unnecessary purchases. Fasting food on Monday and Wednesday. So we're doing like dinner the night before to dinner the next day. Then I'll come off this sharing now. And then the main thing about it is that we're in like a fraternity with a group of 7 people, and we're all kind of know each other vaguely, not that well. And every day I check in with my anchor, who's one other guy in the group, and I just message him to be like, how's it going? He messages back being like, yeah, good. I'm like, have you done your stuff today? He's like, yeah, done it. And I'm like, cool, me too. That's it. It's not really like a big thing, but it's just to kind of keep you knowing that someone's going to say, have you had a cold shower? Have you watched any pornography? Like anything like that, you could quickly check in with someone. And then every week you have a group call with everybody in the group, and everybody just shares like stuff they've been thinking about. There's a Bible reading every day, and then there's some thoughts to think about around freedom and men stuff. It's like very well curated actually by this company called Exodus. They are a company, I think. They're sort of like a techie kind of company, but they are sort of a spiritual tech company. I bet because you have to pay for subscription to the app. The first 14 days is free. But so there's like an element where they're kind of like, it's sort of a business, but it's quite clever because there's a lot of people who are not into faith who hear about it and say, oh, I want to do that challenge. That sounds gnarly. I'm like, yeah, it's quite hardcore actually. Like, it's not like a hardcore fitness marathon, but it is it's difficult. And I think the thought is that through doing a difficult thing with a bunch of other guys, you really bond and get to know each other because you're all like, this sucks. Like, no sugar, nothing, all the things, like cold showers. Dude, where I am in the UK, it's like 0 at the moment. So having a cold shower is just nasty because the water is almost freezing when it comes out the pipe, it's intense. So I don't know, but it's quite a good way to kick off the year. And we started on the 5th of January, which is like quite clever because I think starting on the 1st is like, it's just not a good day to start a New Year's resolution. So starting on the 5th is like, New Year started. Okay, I've got my swing of things. Now I'm ready to go. And it's been good. And so I text this guy called Dan at the moment. Me and him just send a message to each other. And he said he was a bit snappy with his wife the other day, and he said you can check in on me about that next week. And then my wife said to tell him Miles needs to his big thing to work on this year is humility. So you can find out how humble he's being about stuff. So yeah, mate, that's my my big thing for the start of the year. And I've talked a lot there, but what do you think about that? Have you heard anything like that before? Or?
Well, I was writing down all the different things as you were showing it. I think I agree with all of them. I mean, I
Yeah,
can't say I live by them. I definitely had my share of candy yesterday. But at the same time, yeah, all of those things that you mentioned, working out. I hit the gym this morning. That felt
nice,
really good. Um, I've started doing cold plunges.
nice.
That's yeah, I've been hearing about that for years, and so my gym finally opened one up, and
Oh,
that's something else. I don't know.
how long have you managed to stay in for on the cold
I'm
plunge?
newbie, like a couple minutes at most, like,
Wow, that's
and
good,
that's
man.
like I just do like half my body for like a minute, and then I slowly go in, and I'm only in like fully for like a minute or so, 2 minutes.
No, that's good, bro. That's good.
Yeah, it's tough, but I like that. I like that. I was going to ask you, what's the thing with 90 days? Because that does seem to come up quite a bit. Is it
Mm,
something about like habit formation? Like, is it like after that many days, like it just kind of becomes like second nature, or
yeah, I think it must be something in there. And they're
something like that,
saying,
right?
yeah, they got this bit there after 90 days. That's the beginning of a new free life. And oh, also, I think it also dude, like I realized I don't really know anything about Catholics and how it's like very different to the sort of faith that I've been around, like sort of charismatic Christianity. I think it ties in with some festivals in the Catholic calendar. So the 5th of January is something. And then 90 days takes us up to basically Easter or like Ash Wednesday or something like that in the Easter calendar. So then you get to Easter and it's kind of like the build up to the death of Jesus and the resurrection of Jesus, I think. But yeah, I reckon that James Clear book about habits, it's all 30 days is when a habit is broken, and then it's 90 days before you can form a new one or something.
Mm, mm.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
So, but yeah, but it sounds awesome. It sounds amazing. Maybe yeah, keep us in the loop with
Yeah.
how it all evolves. And so I was just curious. And this gentleman, I think you mentioned his name is David, or who's the guy, your counterpart, who's keeping you
Um,
honest?
Dan.
Dan. And so is
Yeah.
Dan part of this app? Like, did you connect through the app, or did you know him in real life?
So I know everyone.
I see.
Like Dan, I know Dan quite new friends. His I doubt any of them are listening because they're all avoiding social media. So I could like customer customer. Um, Dan's quite a new friend of mine. There's two guys in the group that I know quite well, but no one knows each other. Like I'm the kind of there's a few connections. So no, he's not from the app. We're all like mates, sort of from around London or from around home where we grew up. Like there's a few
Yeah.
people like that. So it's just like connections with people. So no, he's not from the company or from the business or anything. There's no input from them other than there's like a sort of sound bite to listen to every day with a Bible reading and then a reflection on the
Mm.
bite, like their thoughts on the thing. So once you're in, there's no like them talking to you or anything like that.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, I'm really happy for you. I hope I mean,
Yeah.
it's like I said, everything on that list sounds rock solid, and
Yeah.
definitely, I think all of them I've, either tinkered with, or I'm trying to implement at one level or another. I always find it hard to do these like these 30-day, 90-day things where, I don't know why or what it is, but like I find like I like to adopt habits that I feel like I can do forever. I don't know if that makes
Mm,
sense. Like the
mm.
early morning waking up thing, for example. I don't want to just do that for like a couple months. Like I hope I'm like doing that like till I'm dead type of thing, just because it
Yeah.
works so well. Or or like cold showers, or
Yeah.
exercising. You brought that up. What was the comment you made around exercising? You said you work out way more than that, or you let
I
less than
mean, yeah, I think I know some people. The reason I got into this, I know some guys who did it like over the last few years.
that? Hmm.
And when they told me about it, it was like, yeah, cold showers, you have to eat healthy, like no sugar, and you have to work out 3 times a week. I was like, 3 times a week? Come on, man. Like, that's nothing. Like, I think I don't work out intense every day. I just do like some exercise most days. I
Mm,
very rarely have a day where I don't do anything. So I think for a lot of people do it, that's a big thing. It's like exercise 3 times a week. Like that's going to make a huge difference to their lives. Um,
so how are
so
you feeling about your health? Like, do you feel like you're like on point? Like you look obviously healthy, but like are you like do you yeah, just curious, like in terms of your
Oh,
diet, in terms of like your workout routine, you've got it pretty dialed in or
yeah, I'm pretty dialed in. I've probably been quite dialed in for the last, I would say, 2 years. But previous to that, I think I would be a bit up and down in terms of my commitment to fitness and nutrition. Although I've had a pretty good stretch of, I mean, I'm comparing myself to when I was 21 and I was like weighing my meals and I was kind of weightlifting like to a program, like really aggressive weightlifting. And then I probably had 15 years of just, it's not about weight, it's just about exercise and staying fit and eating vaguely healthy. And then the last bunch of years, it's just been, I realized that I got drawn into the vegan propaganda for a while. And now, yeah, man, I got cucked properly by it. And now I just eat loads of meat and I feel fantastic. Like I had like steak patties for breakfast with the kids. I just
it's good. Yeah.
I just feel so much better than I
Yeah.
have ever felt. I feel better now than I probably did when I was like 25 or something.
Yeah. Yeah, big fan of steak. We just made some steak for the girls before they went off to school.
Yeah,
I mean, well, the steak
people
was
get
already
shocked when
made,
you
but
say that.
yeah, yeah. That's really
What about
cool.
you?
I know a lot of
What's
people
your last like?
struggle. A lot of people struggle with that exercise piece, right? And for me, I can't help but feel that I worked out. I was really, really skinny growing up, like unimaginably skinny, right? Like super, super scrawny. And then in university, I had a buddy of mine or a couple buddies that introduced me to the idea of working out and that you could actually like transform, your body. That was such a great thing that happened because getting into it that early really set like a foundation. But then, truth be told, for what, 10, 15 years, 20 years, almost like just a little bit here and there, but not taking it super seriously, if that makes sense. And it was only a few years ago, maybe about 2 years ago, I think I told you about this, but like I woke up one morning and my back was just out.
Oh yeah.
And I was literally like pasted to the ground. I had a flight to go to India for some work stuff. I had to cancel that. It was horrible. Like I felt helpless for almost a week. And in that kind of state, I ended up, well, first of all, I ended up discovering a book called The Back Mechanic, which is written by this guy named Dr. McGill, who happens to be the guy who writes the book. Like if you wanted to become a back doctor, the book you would read would be the one by Dr. McGill. And this guy went off and then wrote another book for normal people like me and you. And I read that book and it really kind of, TLDR was that your spine is like it's not like the CN Tower. It's more like one of those, those flexible Wi-Fi towers that have like strings kind of binding them to the ground. And those strings that hold them to the ground are like your abdominal muscles. And it turns out that if you don't want to have back issues, you need to have a strong core. That was newsflash to me. And that's what kind of got me started. And that got me into Mike Mentzer's work, which is all about, heavy duty training, which is all about like not training 7 times a week, but training like once or twice, but going, absolutely like to the limit type of thing. And then over the last year, I've kind of landed on this idea that yes, I think I still believe that if you're trying to just get mass and get big, Mike Mentzer program, in my view, is like kind of, it scientifically makes the most amount of sense. Just because, you actually get bigger when you're resting, right? So if you're working out every day, you kind of can't like develop muscles. So I struggled a lot last year with trying to find that right balance, right? Of like how many times I should work out a week. I landed eventually on that every day that I can work out, I should. And by design, it always happens such that I can't work out for a couple of days here or there, and it ends up kind of spacing it out. But for me, working out is more like a mental thing than it is even a physical thing. I feel like it's my way of just getting my mind out of the way or something, or my body, or I don't know what it is exactly, but I just feel like it's almost a prerequisite now. It's like meditation or whatever that might be.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm proud of myself. I'd say last year I did, I think, a pretty good job of, sticking to that routine. And I think that makes all the difference in the world, right? Because every day is what counts. And if you have a way to start your day off on the right foot where you're like feeling good, you know what I mean? And working
Yeah.
out, yeah, it doesn't maybe feel the best when you're actually lifting the weights because it's heavy, but the rush that you get like after that, it's so, and it's like you didn't eat
Yeah.
anything or do anything or whatever, and it's just like you feel amazing.
Yeah.
And I feel like just starting your day off on that note is just perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know in a lot of like Christian spaces, like Christian people who are like really, they're always like, you should start with the Bible and like being with God. But actually, as soon as I wake up at 5 a.m. and I go straight to like sit down and read, I'm going to fall back asleep. So actually, for me, I like wake up and go put my gym clothes on. I like put my gym stuff like near my bed because I pretty much get dressed in the dark every day because my wife gets up a while after me. So I basically just like around with my gym clothes, and I have to go and do some exercise because then after that I will do like the quiet time of reflection and meditation or whatever, because otherwise I just fall straight asleep. But I mean, what you're saying is I feel like despite if there were no physical health benefits to exercise, I would still do it. Like if you could take a tablet to get all the physical benefits of exercise, that would be great. But I would still lift weights because it just makes me feel great and it makes my head feel good. So I don't think anyone's going to be able to put me off that now. And just in response, like when I do exercise every day, I'm not like pushing the button every day. I'm like, I actually need a bit of help to like 2 times a week. I want to crush like some heavy session where I like nail myself. But I find it hard on my own to do that. But I know like in my head, that's kind of how I'm balancing things. Like twice a week, I want to really stress my nervous system and really lift heavy. And then the other days is like a cardio day or a mobility day, or I do like yesterday I just did 5 hill sprints and a few like jump squats, like just to get like my body moving and just not forget how to sprint. So I don't like go crazy every day in the gym. It's just, I like to move around a little bit.
Yeah, and our kind of headline or whatever is mindset, money. What's the third one? I can't even read it here. I gotta expand it. Mindset and meaning. Oh yeah, that's a big one. So mindset, yeah. And it's kind of ironic that working out your body is what helps get your mindset in some way. Yeah. But I don't think that's the be all and end all. I'm finding, I don't know, I used to swim a lot as a kid. I just love swimming, and so now I'm getting back into swimming, and so I just kind of came up with this routine in the morning, right? Wake up, go to the gym, do the whole swimming thing, do the cold plunge, hot tub, sauna, even the sauna. Like, dude, I learned last year about all the health benefits. What, 28% reduction in all-cause mortality? What? Like,
that's crazy.
That's insane for like just sitting in the sauna for 20 minutes 3 times a week. Sign me up. So all these little things, and I always thought longevity and all this stuff would be like really complicated and it would be something that I tackle like far down the road. But the more I get into this stuff, the more I realize that they're just like total amplifiers, right? Whether it be like creativity, productivity. I just feel like I can get way more done nowadays because my body is like, in a good place. Yeah. But yeah,
good man.
So yeah, go ahead.
As I say, like, do you want to just say like what you think about Bitcoin? What your thoughts are.
I was gonna say, I think the thing that's kind of top of mind for me right now on the Bitcoin thing is Venezuela.
We've got to talk about it, bro, because I want to know what you think.
That's nuts. So they're saying that Maduro is perhaps one of the top 5 or 10 Bitcoin holders, 600,000 Bitcoin. We're talking like more than MicroStrategy.
Yeah.
And I mean, first of all, I have no, I don't know what's going on, right? Like, this is all just like geopolitical stuff that's happening.
But if that's true, that they have been selling oil for Bitcoin, well, they've definitely been selling oil for USDT for stable coins. But if he's been switching it into Bitcoin, which is the logical thing to switch your money into, then that's crazy. If that's true, that's crazy. And that brings a whole different aspect to it. What's the vibe in Canada where you are? People talk about it. People are really interested. Is it like big news all across the world, everywhere, or is it bigger in North America where like?
Are you talking about specifically Venezuela?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I think it's a pretty big thing, right? Like it's massive.
Okay.
Like they
Okay.
literally helicoptered into a country and like just took away their leader like in the middle of the night and his wife, and now they're just like,
Yeah.
oh, we're gonna run the country. Like, I mean, there's like. Again, I hate to like comment on things that I'm not like some sort of expert on, but
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like both positives and negatives to both sides of the
Yeah.
story here. I mean, I just thought it was interesting that
The Bitcoin take.
the Bitcoin thing, right? I mean, because they did say they're going to do like budget neutral ways of acquiring Bitcoin. Okay,
Exactly.
Silk Road, they stole it from Ross
Yeah.
initially or whatever, kept that, and now they're like, oh, we'll just steal our way to prosperity, I guess. And now they're just taking Venezuela's Bitcoin, and I mean, I think it's kind of like super bullish again for Bitcoin, just because it just takes more supply off of the market. Like that's a lot of Bitcoin that might be tied up in litigation now for 5, 6, 7 years. I think I mean, like I always say, all roads lead to Bitcoin. And I think even bad news is good news because people are like curious and talking about it. But I thought that was kind of like the story, right? That just broke, I think, a few days ago. It's like, what is even going on? My wife, as you know, is from Colombia.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, and they're like neighboring countries to Venezuela. And it's crazy. Like, again, I'm not like some sort of historian. I don't have a lot of context, but from what I hear, Venezuela used to be like insanely wealthy. Like I'm talking super duper wealthy, right? Like I think the most wealthiest Latin American nation by far. 303 billion barrels of oil. Like supposedly it eclipses even the Saudi reserves. I think it's even like 3 times as much as Canada. I mean, Venezuela's got gold. They've got they've got so many things. So, my first podcast I ever did, Miles, was in fact my first podcast ever, which is still on my channel, was with a friend of mine named Mauricio, who told me his story of how he was persecuted from Venezuela. And it was his story that made me be like, oh my God, like I need to pick up the mic and start interviewing people because like this is the craziest story ever. And I think I ended up like tearing up in the first episode. It was so touching.
Yeah.
But they essentially had to flee from their own country. And it was like horrifying story, right? And so I think I feel like, the people have been persecuted, the people have been, tortured and, with inflation and everything that's happened. I kind of feel like this might be a positive, right? Like, I mean, a lot of Venezuelan people, they're on the streets now cheering and whatnot. There's obviously going to be the counter side of this argument, right? Like, well, if they can do this there, where are they going to go next? I think he's already talking about Greenland.
Yeah.
Which is and he's already obviously put the Canada thing up as well, right? So,
but what I think is kind of wild about the main thing that the wildest thing about this is people are comparing it to like Iraq and Afghanistan and like Libya and those countries where America just rolled in and were like, you're a bad guy, we're going to come and take you out. And there's obviously now we can look back and say, of course, like we as like the Western countries need access and we want to stay on top. We need access to oil and all the energy and the resources in those places. And we want to keep our access to that. But that wasn't really front and center of those kind of invasions of those countries. It was like, let's not talk about the oil because people don't like that. But what I find jokes about this is Donald Trump's just like, we need the oil. So we're just going to roll in it. And I'm like, what? He just says it like, I don't know. I just kind of I don't want to like get anyone to hate on me because I love Donald Trump or anything. Because people in the UK hate Donald Trump, and if you even say anything good about him,
you love Donald Trump?
No, well, I mean, if I say anything nice about Donald Trump,
the people
will immediately hate me
because
no one in the UK likes Donald Trump because we're like generally socialist.
The day Donald came down the escalator, that day, like the first day, I was at my parents' house in Houston, and I was like, this man is the future president of the US. My dad stopped talking to me for like a month or something. He's like, no, he's like, anybody besides this guy. Like, the amount of people that get triggered by Trump is crazy.
But I mean, like when they rolled into Afghanistan, Libya, Iraq, all those places, got rid of Gaddafi, like none of them was saying, but it all transpires that in the end we need access to oil, period. And in some ways, I kind of respect that. It's like I would prefer America to be running stuff than China. That's just my personal view. And if you prefer China to run stuff, cool. Like block me, don't listen to me, whatever. But
Yeah.
like I just prefer America to be in control of that stuff because I'm more aligned with them culturally and socially, religiously. Like I just feel like I would prefer that. So I kind of just like that he just rolls in and does it. Other than Tony Blair, the prime minister of our country, just sort of lied about it for years. And then just like, bro, just tell them we need oil. We're in the UK. We don't have any oil. So I know we need it. So go to Iraq and kill brown people to get it. That's kind of, that's what they did. But I don't know why. There's just something about saying it honestly that makes me feel like this is not great that you've kidnapped someone, but at least you're telling the truth, roughly. But I'm sure it's not the full truth. I'm sure we'll find out some other stuff at another point, but it's just kind of a new way of running the world, isn't it? It's not like even covert. It's like we just rolled in there with Delta Force and took him. You're like, what? You normally do that stuff and don't tell anyone about it for 30 years, but you just did it and put it on the news.
And that's bragging about it. Like,
yeah.
Oh, it's definitely, it feels like we're in a new era. Yeah, and the fact that they're just not even hiding it anymore. They're just like out there, doing whatever they need to do.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I have been. Do you know Simon Dixon?
I'm
gonna know. He's an investor in Unocoin, but he's a big guy. I've been on his show before. He's got like
yes.
Lately,
I do know who he is.
Up on my feed a lot, and a lot of people have been telling me about his, perspectives, and and I just kind of came across some stuff this morning as well, and he's got some compelling arguments around essentially what's happening now, right, globally, where stable coins are obviously being endorsed. Awesome for the United States, amazing, right? Bitcoin is a Bitcoin reserve, but like all the other states are still sleeping at the wheel, and so like, are they getting hosed essentially? Like, are they going to have any sort of like financial sovereignty left? I mean, it's already the U.S. dollar rules the world, right, in terms of reserve currency, and now you've got this stablecoin thing. That's like, so I think 2020 is going to be an interesting year. I'm still obviously super bullish on Bitcoin. I think math doesn't lie. I think it's I do believe people should seriously look at self-custody. I think if you are like given the sovereign men, like that's the name of our show, if you're interested in sovereignty from a money perspective, not your keys, not your coins. So so I don't know if I have a whole lot more to add on the Bitcoin topic, but I felt I think I've got my popcorn out. I'm just observing. It's like life has become a reality show, a reality TV show to some extent. So
it's wild.
I've also started to try and not be as triggered about events that I don't control, if that makes any sense. Like I used to get very worked up about like these kind of things, COVID or even China or whatever. And I think over the last couple of years, I've been kind of like a little bit more able to focus on get a six pack or, like get wealthy or whatever. Instead of like, it can be very disorienting or disorientating. It almost feels like these things happen to do that to us. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, it almost feels like there's like some sort of architecture that's like trying to constantly throw us off and keep us like guessing and confused. And so I find, again, so I tap in every now and then, but I'm trying to cut down on the social media. So I should probably take a look at that list as well. And
I mean, at least I've got most of the info from like looking over my wife's shoulder because I'm not meant to be looking at the news for this Exodus 90 thing. But I was like, I just need to know what's happened a bit, Bex, because this is like really important global news. And I don't know. I bet on the other end of that, I bet if I just didn't know, because I don't really know, because we're on holiday we're in a holiday place, not really on holiday, but we're just renting a house for a while in a beachy place in the UK. And it could just pass me by and I would have seen the Bitcoin price go up a bit and then come down a bit. And then I probably wouldn't even know in like 6 weeks time. I probably wouldn't even know what happened and make no difference to my life whatsoever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably.
Shall I? This is going to be absolute baby food to you, but I made myself a website and I use Replit. Can I
Nice.
just
Let's
show
see
you
it.
it?
Let's
I
see
don't want
it.
to like shill myself, but share this stuff. Ah, hang on, this is the. Can
Oh
you see this,
wow, are you serious?
dude? I'll
Dude,
just
that
scan
is
down
so
and
good.
like
Wait,
when you
how? You use Replit for this? Did you feed
yeah,
it? Did you feed it like an example, or you just it just
yeah, I
figured it
gave it
out?
some examples of some other people's portfolio. When you click on stuff, it takes you places.
Wait, go back up, go back up. Like this, just the top is so good.
It's crazy, bro. It has
5
like
a.m. energy.
dark mode and light.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
Looks so. I've always wanted something like that. That
Bro,
looks
you can just
really good.
take
I love
and
it.
bro, I don't know if you remember setting up a website 5 years ago. The last time I made a website for my gas and heating business, it was hard work to connect the domain name to the website that I made on Wix. Like it just was techie.
Yeah.
With
Okay.
this, all I did, it was like, here's your website. And legit, it took like 4 or 5 hours of work, probably, I would say, at the most. Not even that. I was just kind of tweaking it. It probably took 2 hours to get to that website. And then I was just tweaking the wording for a couple of hours. Just my sisters, people give me feedback. And I was like, cool. But to connect the domain to milesdillon.com took about 2 minutes. And that just made me think, hang on, what is going on with there are the companies like Wix and there are these like web design companies that hit you up and say, do you want to make a website? And so many of those jobs are going to be gone, dude, because I was going to employ someone to make that website for me. And it cost me like $30 and it cost me $20 for the domain. It is a different world to even a couple of years ago. And I know that's like baby food for you because you're like much better at that sort of thing than me. But what do you think about that? All those people who are like web designers, man.
I definitely think about them. But I also love the fact that you didn't have to spend 50 grand or 30 grand or whatever it is to get your own website done. No, like,
yeah,
how empowering is that? Like not needing a middleman anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, dude, but I am pumped for 2026. I feel like this is like the year for the idea guy or the idea guy. Like it's like I've always unfortunately been kind of categorized as the idea guy just because, I'm an engineer, but I'm not the best coder in the world. I know enough to just be able to work with a team and whatnot, but I'm not dangerous enough to put my apps together. But dude, I love the fact that I can now just lean in and build stuff that's like in my mind and it's like within an hour or whatever, it's done. I don't know. It is like a double-edged sword, and I know there's a lot of fear around like job loss and replacing humans and all of that. But I think it kind of goes back to that thing I just mentioned, which is that like, can I control it? Like, can I control the fact that this is happening and it's happening very, very quickly? And or can I just like surf the wave here? Like, can I just try and figure out where I belong and do these things that I've always dreamt of? Like I have like 100+ Replit apps that I've built. So my big aha over the holidays was I noticed a pattern that all my Replits were kind of stuck at the Stripe stage just because I got stuck at Stripe. Like I had to submit some documents and some paperwork, and it took me a couple hours to figure out, but because I hadn't done that, almost all my apps would like get to that 90% level, but I would never monetize and actually release and kind of get out there. And so for me, that was the big unlock, was just like sitting down and like spending a couple hours and just like getting my Stripe stuff figured out. This is a bit different, but I've got a friend now, I guess, who is building a company called Money Dev Kit. He used to work with Jack Dorsey at was it not Stripe? Sorry, Square. And then I think he also spent a bunch of time working on a bunch of Bitcoin projects at Cash App, essentially. And so now he's building a new company called Money Dev Kit, which is like the Stripe for Bitcoin. So imagine, because Stripe doesn't exist in, for example, a lot of countries. In India, it's not so easy to use. There are a lot of countries where it's just difficult. So instead of using the banking rails to build Strike, they're using the Bitcoin rails to build it. And it's super nifty. And I don't know, check it out, Money Dev Kit. But I thought I'd give them a bit of a shout out. Yeah, I'm really intrigued by them. Again, they're like I said, they're making it so that vibe coders specifically. And by the way, Replit CEO and founder just retweeted Money Dev Kit last week.
Wow.
So like they're definitely on the map. But what they do is they have a little thing where in Replit you could just be like, oh, integrate Money Dev Kit, and now you've got like payments figured out. And they make it so that, let's say I'm in India, I can actually get rupees to my bank account. Like they're using Bitcoin in the background, but I can get rupees in my bank account. So they partner with companies like UnoCoin and other exchanges where they're kind of like auto selling it or doing nifty partnerships. Okay. But yeah, it's cool, man. I'm pumped about Bitcoin. I think this year is going to be exciting, in terms of Lightning and what happens. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I built something. I was trying to find it. Actually, maybe you talk a little bit. I was gonna share one thing with you here. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I think I decided actually. Oh, sorry, but go ahead.
I'm kind of changing. I'm changing topic quite aggressively here towards a mindset thing, I think. But let's finish off. If this is in the same vein, then let's go to that.
Okay, so I mean, you were sharing the Replit app that you made, so I was going to share something that I made. I haven't shared this yet with the world yet, but I'm quite excited about this one. Let's see.
Have you got a tab that says share? Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can you see my screen? Or I think yours is showing, so maybe
I'll stop sharing. There we go. Oh yeah, I got it.
You got it?
Oh wow, that's nice. Yeah.
You can still see it, right? Oh no.
Yeah, it looks nice. Oh, I can see you in the Replit thing.
Stop. Let me just try one more time here. I'm gonna start sharing again. Yeah, here we go, baby. Nice. So one thing, I like solving my own problems. So one thing I find myself doing all the time is when I have some sort of like question to ask AI, I find myself asking, let's say Grok, and then I'm wondering, well, what does ChatGPT thinking? It's like you guys are all like these like really, really smart, like digital Einstein like characters in my pocket. And so I'm always like, oh, I wonder what, this other model like Claude is thinking. So what I did is I built an app that does a couple of things. So first of all, I don't know, give me a prompt. Give me something that you're curious about. Or maybe it can be about the next topic, meaning or something. I don't know.
Hang on. It's you give us some stuff about the importance of confronting unsavory truths in the male life.
Confronting unsavory truths about male life? Is that right? Okay, so
I've got a quote about that.
So first of all, see this yellow button? You touch it, and it essentially turns my gobbledygook prompt into like a proper prompt.
Proper prompt. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the first step. Second thing is I've got all these different, LLMs connected in the back. You can also connect with the web if you want. You hit this button, and now it's hitting all of the LLMs and essentially generating answers from all of them. And then it synthesizes like a final answer, and then it tells you, hey, I used, for my final answer, I used 70% of ChatGPT and 30% of Grok and 2% of Claude. So it does take a little bit of time to kind of just, do its thing. But yeah, this was my
for that. Do you need like a subscription to all those LLMs?
Dude, or Replit is nuts now. Replit is crazy. I mean, you can definitely put API keys inside of Replit so that it's using your Grok API key and your ChatGPT. But I think, even have a mode where even if you don't do that, you just tell it like, hey, I want to talk to Gemini, but they will bill you. But they'll bill you in such a way where they take care of all the integration and everything. So now it got all 5 answers. And now it's synthesizing, a final answer. So I haven't even released this one yet. I don't. There's no payment, nothing figured out. But it's just
like people would pay for. I mean, that could be something which it could be an app for sure, and that would be something that you could easily transition over to. And if I was looking at that, I mean, I pay subscription to 2 LLMs at the moment. You know, I pay for Grok and I pay for
Okay, so
ChatGPT.
this is phase one, right? Where I essentially run your prompt or your enhanced prompt through all the LLMs and then get all the answers and then synthesize into one answer. But the next iteration of this app, when I get some time to work on it, will be more intelligent. So there'll be like a smart router where, let's say you're doing some you're like, I want to build a website that does XYZ and some crazy thing. And let's say ChatGPT is ideal for planning the project. It'll first go to ChatGPT and get them to plan it out. And then let's say Claude is best at coding. It uses Claude to code. And Gemini is best at research. And then, so it's like using all of them. And then it comes together to give you kind of like the best possible answer. Like to me, that would be a win because like I said, I feel like all these companies are spending billions or whatever, hundreds of billions of dollars. So I'm always second guessing myself. And every week these models get better. And this one's better than this one today. That one's better than this one. I don't want to think about that stuff. I just want to always be like question, hit, boom. And the answer that I get is a culmination of, like all of the research and, kind of intelligence that's available out there.
Dude, but how long would you say that?
Do you mind sharing my screen one more time? Because it just finally came out.
Okay, go on. Yeah.
Well, because I'm going to show you. So I'm not going to read all of it, but actually, maybe some might be interesting. So confronting uncomfortable truths. So see here, I can copy it. I can export it to a Google Doc. And then the last thing I wanted to share, Miles, was that you can click a button here and challenge the answer.
Yeah, that's sick.
So we don't have to share this part, but there's an error, lo and behold. But yeah, so again, these are not like, these are just things that I face on a day-to-day basis. Like I'm like, hey, I suck at prompting, obviously. So why can't I enhance my prompt? And okay,
but how long did that take? How long do you think that work took you, man, to like get it to there?
A couple hours, maybe at most, like 2 hours or something. Like it's fast. It's fast. Now it's all about just having an idea and just, putting it out there.
But what I think is that most people don't have a clue like about this stuff. And they also are not understanding how quickly. So I've got a buddy, he's got like a Spotify channel. He's like a really good friend of mine. And the Spotify channel is like chilled music with like calm talk over it. And it's like, it does pretty well. I think it's like got up and running pretty quickly and he makes a pretty good passive from it. People would like listen to it while they're falling asleep or whatever. So it like then just plays all night. So you just get loads of streams. And I was just messing around one day over Christmas and literally in 20 minutes, I made an app and I made a sort of like prototype of the app. And I said, bro, you should make your music into like a breathing, breath work and sleep app with a checklist for like getting ready for bed, like silence your phone, leave it outside, set your alarm, turn the lights down. And then it's like a box breathing app. So it's like breathe in for 4, breathe out for 4, breathe in for 4, hold for. Like I just sent it to him and he was just like, oh, cool. Yeah, thanks. And I was like, he said, well, how did you do that? And I said, oh, I just did it in like 20 minutes on this thing called Replit. And he's like, cool, thanks. I was like, I mean, I didn't want him to like do a party for me or anything, but I just thought, I don't think people realize how incredible it is that you can make an app in 20 minutes. He was just like, yeah, I've already thought of this idea. And I'm like, okay, well, you could make it like for nothing. You don't need to. He's thinking, oh, one day I'll go to like Bangladesh and I'll get them to make me an app for like $10,000 or something. But like, I'm like, dude, you don't need to do that anymore. And I don't think people realize that it's possible now. Oh, you have gone quiet.
Oh, sorry, I got some background noise here. I got the little one screaming. I muted it. But yeah, man, what a crazy time to be alive. And I agree, Miles, that 99.9% of people don't even know it's possible. And of that 0.01% that know it's possible, 99% of those people aren't going to even lean into it because they're too busy with work or other things, or they're afraid that AI is going to kill everybody or whatever.
Yeah.
So, there is like a kind of obviously a niche kind of cohort group of people on Twitter and on the internet that are just gung-ho, that tweet about this stuff every day. The new thing that everybody's going crazy about is Claude Code.
Okay, no.
So it's like Claude's like coding environment where it's supposed to be, you can even build apps, not just web apps, but like a full iPhone app. And it's supposedly exquisite. It's beautiful. People are like, if you don't learn Claude code, like you're done.
Yeah.
Like type of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I got to put in the hours. I do use Claude a lot, but I haven't fully figured out the Claude code thing. But I'm having fun with it. I'll be honest. I never thought in my lifetime we'd have tech like this. Like this is some futuristic shit. And
Yeah.
you know, first Bitcoin, now AI. And I think the next big, you know, kind of renaissance of the area that I'm super excited about is robotics. I think, I don't know if you saw the Boston Dynamics robot yesterday or a couple days ago.
No.
It was like super gnarly. Like it can move like a human, but then it can also do things that are not human. So it's like super optimal. Like its head will like turn around 360 degrees or 180 degrees. And now it's like facing the other way, like not human, but in a manufacturing environment, like you could imagine that would be crazy effective. So I don't know. We'll see, man. I think, like I said, I was watching the Elon Musk abundance. What is it? What's that guy's name? I forget his name. Diamandis. Yeah. Started listening to him talk yesterday, and Elon was like, yeah, he's like, you were right. You know, I was channeling your energy, Peter, when I tweeted, you know, what was it, a few days ago? He said the singularity is here.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know if you've read any of Raymond Kurzweil's books, right? The Singularity is Near.
I haven't actually read any of him, but I listened to Peter Diamandis a lot, so I've just picked up a bunch of that stuff from him. But yeah,
and then this one is his new one. The Singularity is Nearer.
Oh wow!
Making my way through this one, but this book, I mean, this guy is something else. Yeah, like he's been making predictions like for the last 50 years or something, and it's like scary how accurate his shit is. It's crazy.
Yeah. Bro, should we sum up with this sort of mindset thing that I've been thinking about?
Yeah, please.
I don't even know where I heard this, but this quote: your ability to confront the unsavory truth of your life is your path to maturation. The more you're able to confront the things that are true in your life, the more you will be able to mature. Can't remember what podcast I was listening to where the guy was saying that, but I just thought, whoa, like there's some, if you can actually connect and be able to confront the stuff in your life which is not cool about yourself, or like going on in your head and you're thinking like dark stuff, that is the path to maturity, to be able to get that stuff out and be able to move forward with it. I listened to it and just thought, I hope no one can read my thoughts one day, because I'm like, I don't know. My wife is kind of default kind. I reckon that your wife is as well. I reckon she's like default, just like a nice person. I think I have to work quite hard to be a nice person. Like I'm kind of going around and in my head, like quite judgmental. It's probably one of my worst qualities, is I'm like very judgy about other people. So I don't want, but my wife is not. And I think that some people are afflicted with niceness, not afflicted, probably the opposite to afflicted. Some people are super kind and super nice inside. They're just born with this kindness. And I just definitely have to work to be a good guy. Like I have to work hard to be really sweet and generous and friendly to other people. I'm quite like, I don't know, defensive. So I think for me, that quote made me think, yeah, man, even saying it out loud here to you makes me feel that, you know, it's bringing it out into the open. The dark things inside, if you bring them into the light, they can kind of get killed by the UV rays or something, hopefully.
Yeah, that really resonates, Miles. I think, yeah, I mean, I usually sleep like a baby most nights, but last night I had a bit of a, you know, I was just kind of tossing and turning, and like you said, I had, you know, dark thoughts in my mind, and but you know what helps squash all of it? Lifting heavy weights. I was literally dying to get to the gym this morning. I'm like, I just need to, I don't know, it's like meditative or something, but like but yeah, man, no, but I think everyone's going through it, you know. I think even those people that come off as being kind are probably, you know, I don't know, it's so human to sometimes be critical, or to you know, and more than even to be judgy of other people, I think being judgy of ourselves is kind of like the first big hill that I'm always trying to overcome. Like I have this voice in my head that just beats me up, you know what I mean? And it's like it can be super, super vicious at times, and And I would never speak to a friend like that.
Mm.
But I will
Mm.
speak to myself like I am nothing, and you got to work. What are you doing?
Mm.
And it can get away from you, and you're always like trying to bring it back on track, and trying like put positive thoughts in there and read
Yeah,
books
try
or
harder.
meditate or whatever. But even trying sometimes has a recoil effect, right? Like if you're trying too hard to not think about something, it's like, don't think about pink elephants. Don't think about pink elephants. And dude, like, and that's why we started talking about more exercise and morning routines and prayer and all these things, and it's like they are not to be taken lightly. Like taking control of your mind. You said you can't wake up in the morning and read your Bible, but think of how many people, including myself, wake up in the morning and scroll Twitter or scroll whatever, the internet. And they just get bombarded by terrorists and viruses and fires and rapes and all the negativity in the world come rushing into your mind first thing in the morning. So I think I feel like being very protective, especially of those first few minutes of your day and the last few minutes of your day, right? Like before you're going to bed, doing something where you're not like in front of the phone or whatever is just so clutch. And it's like has this like magnifying, compounding kind of exponential impact. Like when you're like constantly stressing right before going to bed, your whole night you're stressing, right?
100%. 100%.
So yeah, man, I don't know, man. I'm excited. Like I said, I feel like I have a lot of tools, insights, friends, I feel like we've got a lot, and now it's just about getting out there and crushing.
Yeah, man.
Just absolutely crushing it. And so I want to. I think one of my words for this year is going to be violence. Like in a UFC kind of way. Like, yeah, I'm like Mr. Nice Guy, but there's got to be this like kind of I don't want to say darker energy, but this almost like this destroyer vibe. Like I'm gonna go get it no matter what kind of feeling that's overcoming me, instead of just like, oh, I'll just meditate my way to success. But like, yes, that stuff's important. Working out's important, but at the end of the day, the work you do is most important. And sometimes I do question, like, am I going overboard with this like morning routine shit? Like wake up at 3:30, spend 2-3 hours. I was sitting at breakfast with my daughter and she's like, you look tired, Daddy. And I'm like, I just finished my morning routine. Like
I've been up for like 4 hours already. Yeah.
Like Hormozy and these guys, they're like, wake up in the morning and start working. Like try that.
Yeah. Yeah. They just do like 4 hours of morning routine and they're just like getting up like and then straight into work.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, there is a mix of those two things, isn't there?
Yeah. But no, man, I'm excited about this year. UnoCoin is going to be front and center. I'm really excited about what's in store for UnoCoin. I'm really excited about Humanoid Global and all the work we're doing there. And then I also started a new project called Raz Rocket with a buddy of mine named Charles, where we're helping fundraise. We're like kind of like a raise as a service type of organization where we help founders kind of create infrastructure and systems so that they can go out and raise capital or find product market fit. So just trying new things, and I'm excited, man. I think this year is going to be a good one.
Yeah, I'm pumped for this year, man. I feel like I haven't got any goals actually, but I think that I'm always setting goals for myself. Like even towards the end of last year, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this next year. I'm going to do this next year. Even finishing my website, I was just like, I've got to do that.
Looks fire. Looks fire. Oh, thanks, bro. I'm so happy about that. I'm so proud of you, man. That's great. Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, like, I mean, that's your presence online, And so
it's like a portfolio, isn't it? It's like a business card now.
Yeah. Cool. I think we're at the end of our time, but Miles, as usual, man, always a great time. And let's keep doing this and sharing, caring, holding each other accountable. And yeah, man, I'm pumped. Let's anyone listening out there, thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks everyone. See you next week, same time. Thursday, 1 o'clock UK, 8 a.m. Eastern.